Starting a little bit of the flange top.
That's
Very
what?
cool.
Is it flaring?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Les Music asks, what is it going to be? Great question. Great question,
I don't know
Les.
if I can show them.
Um,
I can't safely
no,
show
we
you.
can't. We can't. We're not supposed to show them what the final thing is. It is.
No, that's not it. If I
No.
pop up the image of it, it'll lock up the system. It takes so much horsepower.
Oh.
Actually, you know what? I think we can pull up a viewer and can you show them the screenshot? You know what? Just wait.
Yeah.
It's like a chair. It looks like a chair.
Yeah.
It's for a special piece of test equipment, and they're using it to hold what would look like a high-tech voltmeter in a part of the halt testing where they're doing the heat cycling for it. And that's the reason it has to be out of ABS instead of PLA, because it's going all the way to 85 degrees C as part of the testing procedure.
Yeah.
And they need to hold it at a certain angle and cable ways and all that stuff.
Hot
so
stuff.
it was designed just to do that.
Mhm.
This is a good example of a printer that has a very good use. The very first time they made these parts, the very first batch of them justifies buying a printer. And
Yeah.
so, that's a perfect example of the fact that there is more and more stuff going to be going on out there.
Well, if it's going to be roughly about 20 iterations until you get the part just right before the printer basically pays for itself, then, wow, I mean, on just these guys alone, we've gone over more than 20 iterations on just the material
Oh,
sensors.
yeah.
So
Designing with a printer is so much fun because you can print, change, print, change, print, change. You can really tweak it in. Matter of fact, you almost get sloppy because you go, wow, you know what, I can print another one. Let me just try this one and see if I like it. But the truth of it is, it's shown us a lot of design defects, so to speak, quickly, so we don't have to wait a month or 2 months to get something knocked out.
agreed.
I see Powers USA is asking, what's the layer thickness? We are printing at, oh, this sounds impressive, 400 micron layer thickness on this. And the reason we're doing that, instead of something thinner, would be to keep the print time down to something less than my lifespan.
Yeah.
So we tried slicing it at 300, at 200, at 500. We thought that after experimenting, it seemed like 400 microns gave us the best trade-off between print time and the finish. Is yellow part of the part you had printed by a 3D? It absolutely is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. This is a benchmark print right now. We are going to compare this to the high-end guys.
Yep.
What is going on? There's something. Well, we're finding out what's going on because it's trying to do a flare right now, but it's an inverted flare,
Mm-hmm.
and it's actually doing it, but completely not what I expected. So
Yeah, we were expecting more of a flare that goes up like a V in Mesh Lab.
yeah.
So it's a little bit of experimentation, guys, until you get it just right. So
Well, it's not the printer though. This is
No.
the slicing algorithm and the G code. It's performing the G code perfectly. You know what? We're going to let it run. We're going to see what it ends up doing,
Yep.
and then I'm going to go backwards because the viewer showed that with tapers.
I know. I saw it. You saw it.
Yeah, I wonder if I loaded the wrong file.
No. No, because you used the newest one, didn't you?
I brought it
Oh,
from the
no.
other room. Remember I told you about healing? So we're at the point where the healing made it look back to the taper, we think. You know what? We're just going to let it run. We'll see what happens.
Oh no, guys! I've been dropping frames this entire time. I apologize. Ah.
Well, you know what? We can call it a night.
Yeah. We've given we've given you guys quite a bit of information to digest tonight, and hopefully this stream will actually save, and everything will be just fine. So here again, guys, it has nothing to do with us when it comes to Justin.tv, and it's just
You know, I was thinking that the Harvest Bread Company is the place where you and I both use those cards. There's almost no other place in town where you and I go together.
Micro Center.
That's a stretch. It's possible, and possibly Whole Foods.
Yeah, I could definitely see Whole Foods.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll sleuth out who's been ripping off the credit card stuffs. That's not the worst thing. Let's see if we got any more questions here before we call it a night. Oh, there's a nice one. FDM design guidelines. Wow.
Thank you, Powers USA.
And you guys have got so much good information.
I think you sent that to me a little earlier this week. I haven't shared it with Carl yet, but thank you. Thank you very much for that. Less Music says, I thought you guys were doing your robot impressions. Thanks. Let's see. Eagle and Jay says, so the big takeaway is delivery run in about a week.
Yep. And you know what? Every one of you is welcome to call and personally ask me. I don't mind to talk to you guys. We just...
Me either.
When I walk in your door, I want to put the machine there and I want to print. I want you to shake my hand, kick me in the butt if necessary, and then say thank you for your hard work. But I want to print. I want to print first time. That is my entire goal.
Yep.
And we're printing every time we try right now. So we don't have any reservations that we don't have that solid. And now we're just crossing those T's and dotting those I's and getting ready to go out and do it.
Less Music asks, I got to go shortly, but what is your guess on shipping?
Wow.
Great question.
Well, Les, you're a special case, so I'd prefer you Skyped me and we talked about it because you volunteered to be the beta, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to coordinate you with two other guys who would like to come for training. So they're in Seattle, but I didn't want to wait to ship your system. So maybe you could talk and we could figure out what makes sense. I'm ready to.
I
think I'm ready to.
Those guys are imminent.
Well, imminent to us means a few more days of real, actual focused work, and those guys are ready. If you want to see your printer, if I'm not mistaken, yours is the middle one in the far end of the room. So we should. It's a logistics thing. So if you could, Skype in with me. You always do. You know how to get to us. We'll figure out what makes sense. I'm trying to focus on this first trip. I'm trying to get those first 6 systems in everybody's hands, and I'll ship your unit. But you got to understand, the reason I don't just throw it in a box and send it tomorrow is I worry that when you get it, even though it's simple and it's assemblable, our own people forget what cables go where and things like that. So I really, we're not mature enough. I mean, that's the truth. We're not mature enough in a user experience to say, here, go take these parts and put together a printer. The people that have come and have been trained by spending a day with us and they know how to bolt their system together, they know what cables go everywhere, that's good. But, we still have a ways to go in making our training videos and how to assemble, how to disassemble. So before I send this to you, Les, I want to make sure we can get it together. I guess we could Skype in while you reassemble it, or we're still trying to figure a good way to ship it assembled to you. And that's really what the stumbling block has been. So, okay, give me a call, Les. I'm in the office virtually all the time. And if I'm not, I'll be back 2 hours from whenever I left. So, yeah.
If you don't get Carl, you'll get me. So, yeah.
Eagle 1J.
Is mine sitting there too? Yeah, actually.
Think it is. Think it is.
Yeah.
On another note, just to pass closing tonight, I'm not too religious. I do believe there is a higher being for sure. My son, who's been to help us sometimes, as you've seen him on the broadcast a little bit, has been having a rough year. And so if any of you guys say your evening prayers, or just have a kind thought, I would appreciate it if you would throw something his way. It's not much a dad can do sometimes, but just hope that somebody else somewhere will step in. So I appreciate any kindness that you guys push that direction. So blessings on all of you guys. And we'll look forward to talking to you guys and seeing you in person. And we're with it. We're with it. 100 hours a week every week until this thing's done. So thanks for all your support, your patience, and your great input. We loved what you guys were telling us. You're helping everybody out. So 1,000 thank yous for that.
All right. Thank you, guys. All right.
Good night.
Have a good night.